What's up guys, my name is Phil, welcome back to Miranda Detailing. Today's video, we're detailing this little Acura RDX. We're going to focus on the exterior and show you guys a very simple and effective all-in-one polish and sealant. So guys, the little RDX is in pretty rough shape. The inside really isn't too bad, but the outside definitely has a lot of dirt and grime and its fair share of scratches and car wash swirls and all sorts of stuff. So we're going to sort those out. We're going to show you some of the products that you can use that are very affordable and very easy to use. Guys, if you're enjoying videos like this, I hope you are. Consider subscribing and clicking that bell so you don't miss stuff. So let's look at the vehicle. So here's the little RDX, and it has some issues going on with the paint. All sorts of things. Swirls, dirt, grime. We already started degreasing the wheels and the tires, but you can see it's got a heavy film on the wheels. I hope those will clean up really well. I think they will. You can see a nice thick layer of dirt and grime on the paint, and when we pull it into the shop, you're going to see from the lights all the heavy swirling going on, and we're going to reduce that as much as possible with a very simple all-in-one polish. You can see here some pretty heavy wipe marks on the paint. And this is a pretty forgiving color. I do like this gray metallic. It does a good job of hiding some of the defects and swirls. And it has some sort of grease or gum or something here that kind of strung across the back of the bumper, or the rear hatch, I mean. And all the rubber is dried out as well, so we're going to sort that out. So let's get started washing, degreasing, doing our rinsing and APC rinsing, foaming, washing, deconning, and we're going to sort the inside out as well. And then when that's done, we'll pull it into the garage and get working on the exterior. So guys, we are now rinsing the vehicle. It's been washed, it's been clay barred, And now we're going to protect the wheels. So we did decon the wheels, we cleaned them, and we are going to protect them. So we have a couple of different options here to choose from. We have Sonax Spray and Seal, which you spray on, rinse off, and it seals in the wheels for a couple of months. And we also have another one that you can actually buy locally. This one from McKee's 37, Hydro Blue SiO2 coating. Now this can go on the paint, but since we're going to be doing some polishing, we're not going to spray that on the paint. Wheels only, that way they can bead, they'll have protection on them, be easier to dry. So they're already all wet, so let's use the McKee's on the driver's side. So you shake it up, mist it on, a little bit goes a long way, and then rinse it off. And you have instant beading. Now this will make them easier to clean in later washes. Same with the rear wheel here, and you can get in the barrels. That looks great, and even all the way inside the wheel barrel, it's beading water. So here are two great options. We have the Last Coat Iron Off for deconning, and then the Hydro Blue for protection. Now let's use the Sonax Spray and Seal on the passenger side wheels. Same thing, mist it on, blast it off with the pressure washer. And you get the same effect. This one actually might even have tighter water beading. It looks really, really nice. Yeah, I think I do like it. So again, just mist it on. A little goes a long way. Looks awesome. All the way into the barrels as well. All right, great. Let's get to drying. We're gonna blow dry everything as well, and then move on to the next phase. The RDX is now pulled in. The whole interior was done. Not a lot going on in there. Definitely the carpets need to be cleaned and the leather, but it's looking really nice and fresh now. But it really wasn't too bad. So let's focus now on the exterior. You can see the paint is pretty forgiving. It's a nice color, but wow, yep. When the lights are on it, you can really see some heavy defects. So we're going to protect all the plastics first. As you know, I love to use the Stoner's Trim Shine for all of these plastics. It's very easy to use and it gets into all the honeycomb grill. So we're gonna hit all the plastics first and then we'll get to polishing. And when spraying this on, let it soak in, let it dwell, and then you can wipe off any excess off the plastics and off of the, chrome and paint and anything that the overspray may have gotten onto. But it does produce a really nice look on the plastics, and it stays on there for a couple of weeks depending on how you wash it. If you are bringing it through tunnel washes, which I certainly do not recommend, then it's really going to strip this stuff off. But if you wash it gently with good shampoos, then you'll be good to go. So the shampoo that we used on this was Drift from Total Detailing. So the auto surface protection products, Drift is their really super concentrated shampoo. It is awesome stuff. Doesn't leave any gloss enhancers or anything behind. It's just a pure shampoo, and it's great at cleaning. So that's what we used on this, and it produced enough lubrication that we also used the clay mitt, and we mechanically deconned all of the paint, so it's nice and smooth. But wow, look at the swirls. That is horrible. We are going to do a simple all-in-one polish, nothing fancy, no paint enhancement necessarily. We're just going to try to get rid of that, the majority of that haze, and make it look so much better. So we're going to show you a couple of different products you can use that are very affordable and easy to get your hands on. Okay guys, so I'm going to get started on the paint as Jess is working around dressing all the plastics. I'm going to get started on the hood here and just give you a couple of different options you can use for all-in-one polishes. Now, there is kind of a distinction, at least I have a distinction between an all-in-one polish and a paint enhancement, and maybe an extended paint enhancement and paint correction. An all-in-one is going to be much quicker, much faster, much easier to do, but you're not going to get the results like you would a paint enhancement or, of course, a paint correction. But here are a couple of different products you can choose, and I'll show you the one that I'm going to use today, but there are many different options that you can choose from. One of my all-time favorites is 3D Speed. I've been using this for a long time, and as a mobile detailer, this works great in full heat and direct sunlight and all of that. It performs so well. And you can do, what I would consider a paint enhancement with this, because these products also are usually pad dependent, and if you work them like a compound or polish with a medium pad or even a microfiber pad to get more cut out of them, then they are going to cut like a medium polish. Not truly like a compound, but like a medium polish. But the beauty with these products is they're super fast to work with, and they already have protection built in. Not the best protection, usually about 2, maybe 3 months, but that's enough usually for an all-in-one polish. So charge accordingly. You know what you need to charge for your customers, and if you don't know, feel free to ask. Ask other experienced detailers, and also it will depend on your demographics, where you live in the country or in the world, and the services that you're offering. So an all-in-one polish like this can be anywhere between $200, even up to $300 for exterior only. So that's usually what we charge. Our paint enhancements are going to be $400 and up, but that's a little bit more extensive, but these are going to go much quicker. So some other options, which are actually very, very cheap and easy to get your hands on, the Meguiar's finishing wax. I use this stuff a lot as just a usual wax for our vehicles or for our details. But if you work this like a compound with an orange pad or the microfiber finishing pad, it works very, very well as an all-in-one. It can actually cut, to a minor degree and remove heavy hazing on the paint. So this stuff, very affordable. It's great to use. Another option that is very similar to that is the Extreme Solutions LVR 365. So their Elite Gold polish. Now I've been using this as well. Works excellent in direct sunlight and in heat. So for mobile detailers, this stuff is also amazing. Again, pad dependent, it will lightly polish, and it will leave protection behind. Another great option, but it's a little bit pricier. However, it has SiO2 in it, at least I've been told that it does. The lithium seal and squeal. So this also, you work like a polish, work like an all-in-one compound, and it'll deliver great results, but has a stronger sealant inside. It's supposed to be an SiO2 sealant. That's from the research that I've done. It does have SiO2 in it. So you will get lasting protection with this stuff. And then of course I've been using the Rupes Uno Protect, and this boasts about 3 months as well. Again, it's a formula that can be used outdoors. For mobile detailers, it's great. And again, it can correct, polish, and protect all in one. Now there's many others out there. I even have a few from CarPro. So CarPro Essence also is an all-in-one. Very easy to work with. Of course, you have the Turtle Wax Hybrid Solutions Polish and Wax. That also is an all-in-one. There's many different ones that you can choose from. But today, I am going to choose the new Max Shine all-in-one polish. So again, all-in-one polish and protect. And it does have a sealant built in. As far as durability, I'm not really sure how long this stuff will last, but I'm going to top it with their mist. So this is kind of a spray sealant. I'm going to combine these two, polish with this, top it with this, and let's see the results that we get. So I'm going to be using the Max Shine Green, their Pro 15 millimeter polisher. This thing is extremely powerful. I'm going to use a Lake Country orange pad. So again, the polisher is affordable. These pads are cheap, and let's see what type of results we can get. Shake it up, and I'm only going to put about 3 pea-sized drops for now. And I know the pad's not primed or anything like that. Don't worry about that. If you're a mobile detailer, you want to not overuse your products, and you don't want to slather them on the paint either. Oh, and just to mention, I am using a Max Shine belt here, so I can put the product right in there. Oh, let's put the other one right in there. Perfect. So for mobile detailers, this is great. I'm going to bump this up to 5. Oh, I need a towel. Can you give me a towel? Thank you. I love you. That would be you. Ooh, a brand new fluffy towel. Oh, look at that. You guys got to rename this the Cookie Monster. That's what it looks like. So fluffy. Oh, wow. But what a difference this makes. I'm going to bring you in for a quick inspection, and then we have to fly around this vehicle and get it done for our customers. Oh, wow. Now you notice that I worked very fast. When it comes to arm speed, I'm getting a lot of goofy comments saying you need to work slower, you need to do this. I don't need to do anything. I'm doing what I'm doing because I have the experience and I know what I'm doing. So you're not here to see the paint and to know exactly what I'm doing. So, shh. Before, after. This paint is pretty soft, it's pretty forgiving. Whoa, look at that. I was just buzzing over the paint very quickly, but man, look at the results. Okay, so that's my combo. That's what I'm going to be doing around the entire vehicle. And then when we're done, then I will go over it with just a light mist, and that will be the spray sealant. And that's pretty much it. So very easy, and the results speak for themselves. Now, is that just filling? Let's prove it to you. All right, so what I've done is grabbed Geon Prep, and just for demonstration purposes, I don't want to get any on the towel here. I'm going to spray this down, and if I need to repolish it, I'll repolish it, but let's just do a little mist of prep, and let's see if it all comes back or not. See? So, I've done this plenty of times to test things, but of course I haven't really showed it on camera. Have the horrible hazing and swirls come back? No. No, they haven't. Now some guys are going to say, oh, that's not strong enough. Yes, it is. Prep is very strong. If you really want to go crazy, let's grab some panel wipe, because I know this stuff is even stronger, and I really rarely use this because it's too aggressive on the paint. But let's use it and see if that also makes a difference. And I'm just spraying it, dousing it on the panel, and no, see? Still, same results. I know I'm still going to get some ridiculous comments saying, oh, that's not enough. You need to use this chemical or that chemical. No, you don't. These chemicals are very, very strong. These are made with very strong natural alcohols, and they strip anything and everything. So, yep, that's the results you're going to get. Quick effective, easy. When your customer sees that, from that, then you're good to go. Ting! That's for you, Alan. Let's buzz around the vehicle and complete this job. Any one of these will pretty much do the same thing. I'm just using this one today because, well, I love it and it's working really well, and I want to top it with Mist, its counterpart. So I'm going to use the Max Shine Green with the orange Lake Country pad, and she is going to be using the SBTA cordless, her favorites. So we'll buzz around the vehicle and get this thing done. But guys, for you guys who want to do an all-in-one polish, not necessarily a full paint enhancement and go that far, something very quick, very easy for you to perform, and will actually be a great moneymaker because the customer is going to get amazing results like that. And for us, you know, charging anywhere between $250 to $300 for an exterior only all-in-one polish like this is going to be the sweet spot. You can accomplish that in just a few hours, and that's a great moneymaker for you detailers. So pick up any one of these products that you want and go for it. Start today, and if you are getting into polishing and you want to get some more training, look us up, the Detailing Workshop. We can do one-on-one training with you, and you can bring in your own vehicle and work on it like this and get that hands-on training that you want to be able to handle some of these machines. So let's get started and finish this thing. So here's a quick tip, guys. Your pads are going to get gummed up because all-in-one polishes are going to have waxes, sealants, protection in it, and it kind of gums up your pad a little bit, especially with the heat and the friction. So here's a good tip. If you have an air compressor, which I highly recommend, you don't have to get anything big or fancy or expensive. Just make sure that, you know, it's a big enough compressor, like an 8-gallon is perfect for mobile detailers. Blow out the pads in a bucket. This has some water around it. And blow off that residue, and it clears out the pores of the pad so that you can continue. And no, it doesn't damage anything, it doesn't harm anything. You can use a brush if you want, but this is actually safer for the polishing pads. So I have the other one here, and you don't have to turn it on, just blow in this direction and it'll spin the pad. It creates enough centrifugal force to, you know, circulate the pad and blow out stuff in the pad. So that's working really great. I am loving my California Air Tools air compressor. This is how loud it is. It fills up extremely fast, and I have it tucked away in the corner here with a nice DeWalt 50-foot cord and reel, the hose reel. And actually this was surprisingly cheap, and the cord is nice and heavy duty. And then I have my favorite Capri air gun tools here. These are awesome. So really good quality without breaking the bank. Yeah, that's how quiet that is. Isn't that amazing? So I know that some of you are going to say, what about the rubbers and the plastics and all of that around the doors? When it comes to all-in-one polishes, you really don't have to worry that much about going on to those pieces. It's not going to ruin anything. Stay away from them as much as possible, but if the edge of your pad happens to go over them, it's not going to ruin anything. So these are actually meant to go onto plastics and not leave any white residue. But again, just use caution. But you don't have to go extensively taping everything. You only need to tape if it's really sensitive areas. If you're compounding heavily, compounds will leave that residue on plastics and rubber. But again, this is an all-in-one polish. If you're doing this mobily, remember your demographics, remember what you're charging the customer. Your time also is going to be a huge factor in that. If you're going to spend all your time taping up everything, well, you choose to do that if you want, but don't tell others that they have to do it. And I do get some goofy comments about, oh, all you need to do is remove this little piece or remove that little piece, and you're not doing it all the way, 100%. Don't ever say that to anybody. If that's what you do, then that's what you do. But to say that you have to remove some sort of plastic piece, that's just easy, just remove the clips and blah, blah, blah. No, it's not that easy. I've done those things before and actually snapped clips, and it's gotten me into a mess, and now I simply avoid those things. So just because your OCD is bothering you, don't ever say to a person that they're not doing it 100%, they're not doing it to a satisfactory degree, and that they're doing it, halfway. That's not correct. That's not right. Don't ever put that on someone, because that's making them question what they're doing. What we're doing here is according to the customer's budget, according to our time. So if we wanted to go all the way, sure, we could go all the way. We can do anything we want. I could take all the plastic pieces off, polish everything perfectly, all of the hidden painted areas, polish those perfectly. But really, is the customer going to pay for that? No, they're not. Remember your demographic, remember your business. Don't ever judge someone for doing that and accuse them of doing something that you yourself would want to go further. Go right ahead. Don't ever accuse someone or insult someone because they're not doing it the way that you do it. So I have to say those things because if left unchecked, if I don't reply back to some of those people who say that, a lot of new guys are going to get confused. They're going to think that they have to go overboard. They have to spend all this time and energy and money to get the results that other people are saying that they should get. So I have to respond to those things. People need to learn to shut their mouths and think before they type. Because here on this platform on YouTube, I can only show so much. I can only teach so much. Unless you're here in person and seeing what I'm seeing and actually going through what we're going through on each vehicle. Every vehicle is different. Everything is going to be different on each job. Slightly different, not completely different, but slightly different. So you need to adjust things. Not one thing fits all. So I am going to respond to some people who make those comments and they think that I'm being overly sensitive or whatever. No, it needs to be said. I need to educate people, and those things have to be taught to guys who are getting into the detailing game, and they might get a little bit confused. There are different detailers: mobile guys, shop environment, detail enthusiasts. Detail enthusiasts do not run it like a business. Sure, they might make money, but they do not run it like a business. It's a side gig. It's the passion. They go 110%. Great. That's fine for them. But a business can't always go 110%. They will eventually not be a business because you can't stay in business and do that. We give our best. We do our best to a reasonable degree. So remember that. I am going to comment on some people who are making these goofy comments about things like that. Some I will delete because they're just insulting and nasty. But if they truly are saying, oh, this needs to be done and you're not doing it right, I will comment to that and correct them. And I am qualified to correct them because of the experience that we do have. So there. We're going through the vehicle. I just have the top half to do. My wife is working on the rear portion of the vehicle. And then we're going to get to touching up the wheels a little bit and then dressing them up as well and hitting all the glass. And then basically the final thing will be using the Max Shine Mist to protect everything. That's kind of the icing on the cake. It boosts the gloss and it makes the paint so slick. It's awesome. I love that stuff. Oh, hi. All right, guys. So we're nearing the end, and at least of the polishing stages, or the all-in-one polishing stages. And to get under here, I just use a nice little applicator, like a nice little microfiber applicator. And it's just enough cut to get in there and reduce, and for the most part, remove the little fingernail scratches. It waxes under there, protects it. You can get to all these edges around here and clean them really nicely. And that does kind of finalize the job, the polishing, because you can see underneath these handles when the light hits it, and they'll look really bad if they're not polished. We're going to use the Pinnacle Trim, Ceramic Trim Restore, and I have just a little piece of microfiber that I cut out, just a little 2-inch piece. And it's good to do that because you just chuck these when you're done. Now, this is pigmented, and I will clean the tip of this in just a second. So make sure that that little, tip of the bottle is nice and clean. But you'll see that it is pigmented, and it does restore and protect the trim really, really well. It brings the dark, rich black back to the plastic, and it will coat it. So this is a ceramic coating along with a restoring product. And most of the trim restoring products like G-Technic C4, which is one of my favorites, this one also is really, really good. And there's a bunch in the market. CarPro Deluxe is another one. And just work it into the plastic really well. And again, if it's on any paint or glass, it wipes off, so don't worry. And you can use a separate clean towel, let it kind of sit there for a little bit. You can wipe the edges if you want, get any excess off. Let it sit there for a little bit and start to kind of soak into the plastic, and once it starts to do that, then you can go ahead and remove any excess and look at the results. Oh, that looks nice. Now, I'm not saying you have to do this for all-in-one paint polishing, but if you see trim that's really nasty, this is a great upgrade. So you can tell the customers, look, I can dress it, it'll be temporary. This is more of a semi-permanent solution. So this will last you years instead of months. And once this cures, then you're good to go. Now, can you do this mobile? Yes, you can. In direct sunlight, it's a little problematic, so if you could do it in shade, that would be better. But if you don't have any rain for the next 24 hours, you're good to go. But that looks so much better. Now you're saying to yourself, oh, it's streaky. It's because of the plastic. The plastic will get damaged. The sun will just eat away at it, and it will damage it. And sometimes that's just the best that it will look. There's some little muddled, damaged pieces, but that's just because of the plastic itself. Everything is even with the application. So that's just what this plastic looks like sometimes. But way better than it looked before. So now we're on to the protection stage. We're going to, of course, we already have protection in the all-in-one polish, but as a topper, we're just adding the Max Shine Mist. And also, we'll get rid of any light smearing that may have happened. So this can be used as a quick detailer, but it does have some more extended protection in it than just a standard quick detailer. And it does produce awesome gloss. It's really nice and slick. And especially after polishing it with an all-in-one like the Max Shine all-in-one polish, this is just, again, the icing on the cake. It looks incredible. And remember, this is not a paint enhancement. This was just a quick all-in-one. So don't look too closely because you will see swirls. They are there still. Some heavier defects are still there. But overall, a quick all-in-one polish is supposed to brighten up the paint and, reduce those defects just a little bit, by 25% or so, depending on the condition of the paint and if it's harder or softer. But this stuff can go on everything. So we already treated the plastics, but if you wanted to go over the plastics, you could. Chrome, aluminum, the paint, the glass, if you wanted. The entire vehicle will be protected and super glossy. All right, we are on to wheels and tires now. You saw that we already cleaned these, and we used, I believe on this side, we used the McKee's 37 SiO2 sealant on here. But there's a few little areas that were missed when cleaning. That just happens. So you can use a quick detailer or whatever spray sealant, even on top of what's already there. I'm just going to use P&S Bead Maker. because it's so easy to use and I love it. So I'm just going to mist it onto the wheel and just go through it. Touch it up, make sure that there are no little corners left untouched. And yes, if you are in a shop environment, if you have the ability to just jack the vehicle up, turn the wheel, and make sure that it all looks good, then that's what you can do. And yes, I do have a jack, but I don't always jack every single vehicle up. It depends on the job, and if the customer is just dropping it off for the day, and I don't have time to do that, then I simply just go through the vehicle like this, the old-fashioned way. And yes, it is nice to have the jack to do that, but it's not always necessary. I'm also going to use a product that I haven't used in a while, 303 Tire Balm and Protectant. I do like this stuff. It does produce really nice results, so I will use it. It's kind of a gel formula, kind of a thick, sticky gel formula. But you'll see that it really does produce beautiful, that beautiful dress look on the tires without being super glossy and, I don't know, fake looking, if that's the right term to use. Fake wheels, fake tires. That doesn't make sense, but that's okay. It's almost time for coffee, so I'm winding down a little bit. But this applies very easily, really, really nice. We'll let that soak in, we'll let it dry, and if we want to put a second coat on it, you can, or just let it dry, and it depends on the tire. Some tires suck it in and it just doesn't look good, and others, it absorbs it, but nice and evenly. So, I don't know, depends on the tire, I guess. But this is looking great. So, tires look awesome. We'll let those dry down, and if you don't like that look, you can knock it down with a towel, but let it absorb first. Let it absorb into the tire, and then you can knock down any of the excess. But the wheel itself is looking awesome. So, let's move on, do the rest of them, and then we'll do afters of the entire thing, because it is looking incredible. Oh, this is looking so beautiful. A little bit of glass cleaning in the interior there that we have to finalize. It's always the windshield that's a pain. Good job, love. Even with your T-Rex arms, you can even get into those areas. Pretty good. Wow. Excellent. But look at the paint. Oh, man, it looks good. Wow. So, you know, this paint was pretty soft. Very, very forgiving. It polished incredibly well. It just looks so good. So glossy. That's incredible. Wheels and tires look amazing. And the 303 Tire Balm, look how it produces just a nice satin sheen over the wheel or over the tire. It looks really, really nice. Awesome. I'm loving how that stuff looks. That's great. Once it kind of soaks in, then, you know, it really produces a beautiful look. This is kind of dark here. We have to go on to the other side. Contrast of the light here is just darkening all of this. So let me find, aha. Oh, that's better. Oh, yeah. Much, much better. That's looking really nice. There's a little unevenness there that I can... So if you do see a little bit of unevenness, go back through and just hit it. It's absorbing into the rubber. Oh, that looks really nice. Awesome. Wheels look super clean and glossy. All the plastics, the lower plastics were dressed, and the paint, look at that reflection. It's just looking awesome, so glossy. So when it comes to little tire applicators, I really like these 4-inch. These are like older CCS pads. I think they're Lake Country CCS. They're 4-inch. You know, I don't use them for polishing. I don't find them really good for polishing, but they are great for tire and plastic dressings. They're perfect for them. So that will stay there for dressings. Windshield cowl looks really nice. That was dressed with the Stoner's Trim Shine, along with all the plastics in the front. And the paint. Oh, the paint. It feels so, it's so slick. It's ridiculous. So the results from the Max Shine products, very, very happy with them. Again, any all-in-one polish, you can get the results that you want like this. You can use an all-in-one polish and then top it with some sort of a spray sealant or spray wax, and get incredible results. All right, guys, the Acura is done and it's looking incredible. And I wish I had sun here, but I don't. All in all, this thing is looking incredible. You saw it in the shop with the lights hitting it, how well the paint really came out. And again, Acura Honda paint is pretty forgiving, at least that's what I have found. It's pretty soft, so it corrects really easily. So even an all-in-one or a paint enhancement can be pretty easy to perform on this paint. In general, you won't always get that. It all depends on the year and the model that you get. But for the most parts, you know, these Acuras and Hondas do have really nice paint. You will come across some paint that is really hard and you do that method and it doesn't do much. Don't worry. Again, talk with the customer, let them know. Usually BMWs and Volkswagens, the German vehicles, their paint is going to be super hard. So you can't just do a quick all-in-one and think that you're going to get good results. You might need to bump it up to a microfiber pad, and usually that will cut as well as the orange pad on harder paint without leaving micromarring behind. But test a few things out and then you'll find the sweet spot. You'll find the right pad and product combo to get the results that you need. But it takes time. It's hard to suggest certain pads and products to people when they ask questions because, well, for one, every vehicle is going to be slightly different and I don't know what you're working on. So there is going to be a little bit of a difficulty with trying to suggest certain products and pads. But for this, using the Max Shine all-in-one polish worked extremely well. We were able to polish it very quickly and produced incredible gloss, reduced the defects by more than half, I would say. And then we finished it with the Max Shine Mist. And as you see, I have the Max Shine belt here. I love this thing. It really does work well. I would suggest if Max Shine could do a larger pocket. I'm not a fan of this pocket on this side. It's a little floppy. This one is great, but if you could make one that doesn't have the separation, that's just a larger pocket, you could fit 32-ounce bottles in there or towels. That would be sweet if you could do that. But very happy with these products. Again, you could use almost any combo that you want as far as an all-in-one polish. 3D Speed is great. You can put bead maker on it. You can put the Hybrid Solution spray wax or spray sealant on here as well, or the spray coating. So you can use a variety of different combos, and don't worry too much about one thing not bonding to the other. Try different things, and when you maintain them, you'll see what lasts and what doesn't. It's hard to say sometimes what polishes or all-in-ones will bond with other spray sealants on top. But usually they're using very similar polymers and very similar types of chemicals. So even if they don't last months, they're going to last weeks and the customer is still going to be extremely happy. So don't overthink those things because there's a lot of controversy and a lot of things that are very subjective when it comes to layering spray sealant on an all-in-one. So there's all sorts of arguments out there about that. From what we have found, we've used all sorts of different combinations of all-in-ones and spray sealants and spray waxes, and they produce great results. And we've seen them within a few weeks or a few months, and they're still holding up great. So you be the judge. So guys, if you do want to get your hands on some of the products, check out the links down below in the description and you can grab some for yourself. And if you want to start at least with the 3D Speed, that's a great option with the Orange Lake Country pads or the new Max Shine all-in-one. Get both, get one or the other. It doesn't really matter. They both perform extremely well in my opinion and great for mobile detailers as well. So guys, if you're enjoying the videos, and I hope you are, consider subscribing and clicking that bell so you don't miss stuff. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great week. Take care.